King Shashanka remains an enigmatic figure in the chronicles of ancient Bengal. He is a ruler shrouded in mystery, his reign a tapestry woven with threads of both admiration and condemnation. Some hail him as a hero, a staunch defender of Hinduism in a time of religious flux. Others brand him a villain, pointing to accounts of his alleged persecution of Buddhists. Separating fact from fiction has proven a challenging task for historians, leaving us to grapple with the complexities of his legacy. Shashanka's story is one of ambition, conflict, and unwavering faith. It is a story deeply intertwined with the turbulent political landscape of 7th century CE India. To understand Shashanka, we must first journey back to the twilight of a glorious era, the decline of the Gupta Empire. The Gupta Empire, often hailed as the Golden Age of India, began to crumble under its own weight by the 6th century CE. Internal strife and external invasions weakened the empire's foundations. From its ashes rose regional vying for control of the fragmented subcontinent. It was in this era of uncertainty that Shashanka rose to prominence in the Gauda region, encompassing parts of modern-day Bengal and Bihar. Shashanka's early life, however, historical sources suggest he was a powerful military leader who capitalized on the Gupta decline to establish his own kingdom. His reign, spanning roughly 3 decades in the early 7th century, marked the rise of the Gauda kingdom as a significant power in eastern India. Shashanka Subarna, in present-day West Bengal, quickly consolidated his power. He proved to be a shrewd administrator and a formidable military commander. His kingdom flourished, becoming a center. However, his staunch devotion to Shaivism and his alleged actions against Buddhism would become a point of contention, casting a long shadow over his reign. Shashanka was a devout Shaivite, a follower of the Hindu god Shiva. His reign witnessed the construction of numerous temples dedicated to Shiva, signaling a resurgence of Shaivism in Bengal. Inscriptions and texts from his time attest to his piety and his patronage of Shaivite scholars. Beyond his religious fervor, Shashanka proved to be an able administrator. He maintained a strong central government and implemented policies that fostered economic prosperity. Trade flourished under his rule, with the Gauda kingdom establishing itself as a vital link in the maritime trade routes of the Bay of Bengal. However, Shashanka's reign was not without its controversies. He is accused by some Buddhist sources of persecuting Buddhists and destroying Buddhist monasteries. The most damning allegation is the alleged destruction of the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya, the very tree under which the Buddha is said to have attained enlightenment. The veracity of these claims remains a subject of debate among historians, with some arguing that the accusations were politically motivated by Shashanka's rivals. Section 4. The Gauda ruler and his rivals. Shashanka's rise to power in eastern India naturally brought him into conflict with neighboring rulers. The fragmented political landscape of post-Gupta India was a breeding ground for rivalries and alliances. Shashanka, with his ambition and military prowess, was a force to be reckoned with. One of his primary rivals was the kingdom of Kamarupa, located in present-day Assam. Shashanka's campaigns against Kamarupa, while achieving some military successes, ultimately failed to subdue the kingdom. The conflict, however, highlighted Shashanka's ambition and his desire to expand his kingdom's sphere of influence. Further west, in the north-central part of India, another powerful ruler was consolidating his power, Harshavardhana of Thanesar. Harshavardhana's rise would prove to be a significant challenge to Shashanka's ambitions, culminating in a conflict that would shape the destiny of both kingdoms. The clash between these two powerful rulers would become a defining chapter in Shashanka's reign, marked by both strategic brilliance and ultimate defeat. Section 5. The Harshavardhana conflict. The conflict between Shashanka and Harshavardhana was a clash of titans, a struggle for supremacy in northern India. Harshavardhana, driven by a vision of a united North India, saw Shashanka's growing power as a threat. The animosity between the two rulers was perhaps exacerbated by their religious differences, with Harshavardhana being a patron of Buddhism. The exact triggers for the war are shrouded in the mists of time, but sources point to a strategic marriage alliance that drew the two kings into direct confrontation. Shashanka, allied with the ruler of Malwa, sought to prevent Harshavardhana's expansion into the eastern Gangetic plains. The ensuing conflict was a protracted affair, marked by a series of battles and shifting alliances. Historical accounts, though often biased, suggest that Shashanka initially held the upper hand in the conflict. He inflicted a significant defeat on Harshavardhana early on, forcing the latter to regroup and rebuild his forces. However, Harshavardhana, known for his military acumen and diplomatic skills, gradually turned the tide of the war. He forged new alliances and strategically outmaneuvered Shashanka. The conflict culminated in a decisive battle, the exact location of which remains uncertain, where Shashanka was defeated and killed. Section 6. Hero or villain? The Shashanka debate. The death of Shashanka marks a turning point in the history of Bengal. His kingdom, weakened by the war with Harshavardhana, was eventually absorbed into the burgeoning empire of the victor. Shashanka's legacy, however, continues to be a subject of debate and discussion among historians. Was he a hero, a valiant defender of Hinduism who stood against the tide of Buddhism? Or was he a ruthless villain, a persecutor of Buddhists who went so far as to desecrate some of their holiest sites? The historical sources, often fragmentary and contradictory, offer no easy answers. What cannot be denied is that Shashanka played a pivotal role in shaping the political and religious landscape of 7th century Bengal. He was a king of contradictions, a devout Hindu king accused of persecuting Buddhists, a powerful ruler who met his end on the battlefield. His story reminds us that history is rarely black and white. It is a tapestry of greys, woven with the complexities of human ambition, faith, and the enduring struggle for power. Section 7. A legacy etched in time. Despite the controversies surrounding his reign, Shashanka's impact on Bengal is undeniable. He unified a significant portion of Bengal under his rule, laying the groundwork for the emergence of a distinct Bengali identity in the centuries that followed. His patronage of Shaivism contributed to the growth and development of the faith in the region, while his economic policies fostered trade and prosperity. The debate surrounding his actions against Buddhists continues to intrigue historians and scholars. While some evidence suggests that he may have engaged in the destruction of Buddhist religious sites, others argue that these accounts are exaggerated or politically motivated. The lack of conclusive evidence ensures that the debate will likely continue for years to come. Shashanka's story, though shrouded in the mists of time, serves as a reminder of the complexities of ancient Indian history. He was a ruler of contradictions, a man of faith and ambition, a king who left an indelible mark on the history of Bengal. His legacy, like the ruins of his once great kingdom, continues to fascinate and challenge us, urging us to look beyond simplistic narratives and grapple with the nuances of the past.